Today, we're checking out 3 products to help enhance your fighting game experience on the Nintendo Switch. Welcome to A Game From a Box, I'm Sergio AM, and sorry for looking tired, it's because I am. This past E3, Dragon Ball FighterZ was announced for the Switch to be released later this year, but we already have other fighters such as Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, Pokken Tournament, and that list keeps growing. Now for most people, the Joy-Cons and Pro Controller work well enough for fighting games, but if you're looking to improve that experience, there are a few options. So let's take a look. Analog sticks are great for most games because they give you 360 degrees of motion, but when it comes to fighters, you want precise and exact directional inputs. You can get that from a D-pad, but the Joy-Cons don't have one. Now you could upgrade to a Pro Controller, but I wouldn't do it solely for the D-pad. Also, when first released, some users reported that earlier versions of the Pro Controller would register incorrect inputs due to its construction, but apparently that's been fixed in newer versions. Now, if you want a simple and less expensive option, then you should check out the HORI Pokken Tournament DX Pro Pad. This controller was originally made for the first release of Pokken Tournament on arcade and then on the Wii U. The Switch version is just about the same, but you can also use it with other games. It's a wired controller that's nicely sized, lightweight, and it has large ergonomic handles which feel amazing in hand. Now the face buttons are very large and responsive. Then at the top you have huge, easy to use L and R triggers. And in the middle we have the repositioned ZL and ZR buttons right next to select and start. Now this D-pad is one of the best we've found for the Switch. It has a nice concave design with rounded corners which make it easy to push from one direction to the next. In our experience, it's been extremely accurate, it's very responsive, and it's also silent. So as you can tell, this pad aims for simplicity and, in our opinion, achieves it. Not to mention, it can be found for under 20 bucks. For those looking for an alternative, as I said, you can use the Pro Controller as long as you don't have that D-pad issue, but there's also the wired Nyko Core Controller and 8BitDo's SF30, both which, based on reviews, have very nice D-pads. Alright, so you have the Pro Pad, which is pretty much a fight pad, and the next upgrade is a fight stick. These controllers give you that authentic arcade feel with a large joystick and 2 rows of buttons, but choosing one can be difficult because there's so many out there. A rule of thumb is that on average, you're going to want to spend over $100 for a good fight stick with dependable parts. Less than that and you'll most likely have to deal with some compromises. Being that the Switch hasn't been out that long, you don't have that wide of a selection, but the one we picked up was the HORI Real Arcade Pro 5 Hayabusa. At $150, the Wrap line has become a trusted name in the fighting community for being a budget stick that's well designed and constructed, and I can easily see why. So what do we have here? First thing you'll notice is that overwhelming Nintendo red. Next, this wide angular design so it can comfortably sit on a table or your lap, and it won't budge due to these friction pads underneath. While we're down there, you'll see that on the front we have a cutout which acts as a handy handle. Yes, I went there. Back up to the top left, we have that nice and big cable compartment with an open channel for that cable, which, by the way, is just under 10 feet long. Now the joystick is pretty good with their own square gate that offers a nice tactile response, but I did find it to be a bit loose. As for the buttons, they're in a Vuelix layout, which as a wide-shouldered, large-handed guy works well, and these are HORI's proprietary slim Hayabusa buttons with a matte finish. Personally, I do enjoy slapping these down, they seem faster to actuate, but they're not as firm as some may like. Finally, all the other buttons can be found on the right. You have your home and capture buttons, minus and plus, as well as turbo, button reassignment, and you can even choose between digital or analog inputs, tournament mode, and yes, this fight stick does work with PC by simply hitting that switch. Overall, although I can't fit it on screen, this thing is a winner. It's a joy to use, and it honestly feels like it enhances the experience of not only fighters, but other arcade-style games. Now, if you want an alternative, there's the N30 Arcade Stick by 8BitDo. It costs about $60 and you have the option of using it wired or wireless via Bluetooth, but apparently it has low-grade plastic buttons, a loose lever, and there's also the chance of dealing with some wireless lag. Finally, the last item on this list is an adapter. Why? Well, because if you already have a fight pad or fight stick for another console that works perfectly fine, you can simply use that with the Switch via this Mayflash Magic-NS Adapter. You can purchase one for about $17, but they also sell a kit that includes a USB-C to USB OTG cable and 4 game card case. I'll tell you why we went with that one in a bit. So what I love about this adapter is that it simply works. You just plug it in an available USB port either on the dock or with that USB-C to USB OTG cable directly in the console, then plug in your controller and you're all set. Now, you do have the option to switch between modes by simply pressing in this button at the top, but we never needed to. Everything we plugged into the Switch, be it a fight pad or fight stick from PlayStation or Xbox, gets recognized as a generic controller and you're good to go. Another thing to note is that it's not just for fight sticks or fight pads. It's also compatible with a ton of other wired controllers as well as wireless, but it only supports one controller per adapter. So if you already have a favorite fight pad or stick, you don't have to go replace it. Get yourself an adapter and you can thank me later. And there you have it, 3 ways to enhance your fighting game experience on the Switch. Currently, it's not the default console for fighting games, but considering you can take them with you, I wouldn't be surprised if it grows in popularity, especially among the fighting community. Imagine being able to practice on the Switch right before a tournament. That's pretty awesome. So what do you think? Are you considering any of these options? If so, let me know in the comments below, along with what fighting game you're currently playing or looking forward to. Personally, I'm having a lot of fun getting destroyed in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and I can't wait for Dragon Ball FighterZ later this year. Finally, if you want to help this channel grow and help me get some more sleep, please check out the affiliate links down in the description below. We currently switched it up to international links, so regardless of where you're from, you can help us out. I'm SirJoeIM, and I'll see you for the next box.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to help us out, you can do so by clicking that thumbs up button, and while you're at it, why not subscribe for more content? It's free. We also love to hear you out, so please leave a comment down below or talk with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm SirJoeIM, and I'll see you for the next box.